Here's the thing. I hope you guys enjoy this episode because I had to painstakingly listen to these two talk about my favorite subject because I was sick. I'm all better now. Not for this episode, not for editing what just happened. I really hope you guys enjoy it. They talk about vampires, is what I'm saying. You know what? I'm not bearing the lead. They talk about vampires, and I edited this episode, and oh boy. Here you go. Here it is. Episode about vampires, Anime Unraveled. Here you go. Here it is.
Welcome to Anime Unraveled. I'm Rex Paget.
And I'm Tristan Morrill, and
damn it, Peppers!
God damn it, Peppers. He's dying. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
2 weeks for you guys.
Yeah,
24 hours for us.
Yeah, it's been
a rough 24 hours.
No joke.
But yeah, so we're back with the episode we promised you guys last week.
Yeah, you know, the torture that we promised for Peppers.
Yeah, because we have to get back at him, obviously. I have to get back at him for,
the commercial?
Yeah. It has all culminated in my revenge arc. Like, thank you, Peppers. This is my villain arc.
You better be glad I thought of it.
This is it all. Oh, we can't tell him that.
Oh, well, too bad.
It's too late. Well, Pep,
no. Mastermind here.
Well, Pep, your reckoning has come because today we're talking about your favorite subject. Yeah. Actually, you know what? He might be a victim of one of these. That might be why we haven't heard from him.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong.
Peppers, we're going to talk about vampires.
That's right. And not Castlevania vampires.
Well, that's for a good reason.
We're specifically going to avoid talking about Castlevania.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
We're going to try. Hey, we're going to give it a solid effort. But we're going to talk about this, and all of a sudden it's going to be war scenes from Vietnam playing through in my head as I am crushing through 5 seasons of Castlevania on Netflix.
Hey, we're not going back. We did the 4. We're not hitting the 5th.
Although that new season, everyone's like, hey, man, it's real
That's
good.
what they said about the first 4.
Hey, you're not wrong. So,
which the voice acting was on point, and it did have some funny parts, but
hey, don't be sorry, be better.
Exactly. Take your own advice, Castlevania.
So we decided that we were gonna do this episode because there's certain stuff that like Rex and I can talk about, just like there's like Joe Bros that they can talk about,
and One Piece that you two can talk about. That
but you still swindled me for the Joe Bros thing this week. We decided we're gonna go through kind of. I think you said that you done some research. It was kind of a deep dive, but like kind of not.
I mean, yeah, it definitely was not a deep dive. Like, I looked to see a majority of the well-known vampire series that exist, in which the first one, honestly, is just kind of a joke. It's a movie made by Toei Animation, and it's like known for being just the worst.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's basically like the really old Marvel films that were just complete garbage.
Oh, like the original Hulk and stuff, and Captain America.
Basically, yeah, it's of the same same caliber. And
those were rough.
Its name is Dracula, Sovereign of the Damned.
You know from the title, right?
You would think it would be baller,
you would
right?
think it'd be like, I mean, that like sounds like that would be what was that? Dracula Untold, that movie?
That movie was great.
That movie was fantastic.
People shit on it, but I love that movie.
I wanted a sequel.
I did too.
I still want a sequel.
Yeah, like in nowadays, since that's where he ends up at the end, it would have been great.
That would have been so dope. But that sounds like that title right there, it leads me to believe, all right, hang on a second.
Which, it was made in 1980, so you gotta understand, animation back then was
Hey, it was top notch for back then. It was top tier for the 80s.
I don't think so. I think Gundam was way better.
That's because
it's Gundam.
Sunrise literally didn't have money and they threw the money at it. They said, you know what? Blah.
We took loans that we could never pay back.
Exactly. They were like, we took loans and then like, release more Gunpla. Do it now. Get it out there.
No, that's their nowadays plan. Back in the day, I think like Gunpla were like a rarity. And they're just making cash off the series. Now it's like, make a series with interesting mobile suits, and they will come.
It's really funny because like now the series will come out, and then the Gunpla gets big.
Kind of like when.
Well, they're just now doing a light novel serialization of Witch from Mercury.
Oh, I was gonna say when Mercury Witch was coming out, like before it ever actually came out, the Gunpla was already announced in like so many varieties. You had your high grade, real grade, master grade, like
What's the best one?
It depends on your preference.
What's your preference?
The best as far as money can buy, perfect grade.
Okay.
Yeah, real grade is a little under that. Master grade's kind of weirdly in between because it's larger than real grade, but also less sophisticated than real grade. So, and high grade's the cheapest you can get.
So out of all of the Gundam model kits and stuff you have, and
mostly all of these are master grade.
Do you have any perfect grades?
Hell no, dude. They're like $300.
Oh,
like as much as I love my Gunpla, I just can't do it.
I think there's a vampire mech crossover.
I don't think so.
The
wait,
concept.
wait, there is.
Okay.
There fucking is.
All right.
And it's not even on the list I made.
I'm listening. You see this? You see this, people? We're talking about Gundam, and I rolled it right back into vampires.
Right back into vampires. I'm so proud of you. But
well, it just makes me think. Yeah, last week
it's the one that was like based on Italian story. I can't think of what it's called. It's like it's a revenge plot. It's called like Gakuen something.
Okay. I wouldn't know.
The Count Monte Cristo. That's what the English title is, but it's called like Gakuen something.
Can I say, you just pulled this from
nowhere?
Your hat of tricks, I guess.
Yeah.
The void of your brain.
Anyone that knows will fucking know. The Count of Monte Cristo, the anime, the way that they animated it is nothing at all is even close to how this is animated. Like, basically, all of their clothes and stuff have like flat patterns. So whenever they're walking, the pattern's like moving down their clothes and stuff.
I love it when shows do that, oddly enough.
It's super fucking interesting. The story is a little fucking weird. Like, it's the Count of Monte Cristo, but they have mechs. And I think they go to the moon. It's
nice.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, if you haven't watched it, it's worth a watch just to be like, the fuck is this?
Dude, the only reason that made me think of this is like you were talking about like...
Also, he is kind of a vampire, but I don't know. I really don't know what he is.
I don't know. I'd almost consider Soletta a vampire when she turned that man into a puddle.
Well, she didn't drink him. Unless it was on accident. Some could have gotten in her mouth. It was floating everywhere.
Tomato. He was a crushed tomato.
No joke.
No. So what was really funny is the reason why I wanted to ask that question is last week we were going through the isekai list.
Yeah, which, by the way, I missed a big one. And I feel real bad. It's called Here and Now. Well, Here Now or There and... It's a weird... Nowhere... I don't even know. The title
We also
really
didn't
weird.
even say ReZero.
We did not. We didn't even make it to... Well, we were rushing at the end, man.
Yeah, well...
That was a long episode. Again, if you guys want us to dive deeper into it...
You could just hit us up. Let us know.
Hit us up and we'll, like, not focus so much on the older stuff and maybe start around the 2000s.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty dope.
Because... I'm gonna be honest.
We missed a lot, actually.
We did, and I've started to really, like, appreciate the ones that are, like, real shitty.
Now and Then, Here and There. I think that's the title of it.
All right.
It's a amazing isekai that's unlike any other. The main villain is literally the most sadistic son of a bitch in existence. Watch it if you haven't.
Hell yeah, brother. But we were going through, and I kept noticing the Isekai X Mecha. And I'm like, I wonder
if there's a Vampire X Mecha.
Vampire X Mecha.
I think Count of Monte Cristo is the closest you get. The only other one that I can think that's even slightly close, and there's not really mecha, but there's robots that are like people that have a bunch of guns and shit.
All right.
Trinity Blood.
Oh, yeah.
You got your gunner guy that literally is just a robot man.
That's fair. Yeah. That was a good one.
Trinity Blood Trinity Blood was good. It came out in 2005. It literally was like Vampire Trigun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you really thought about it, it's Vampire Trigun. Add the Catholic Church a bit more than it was in Trigun.
Fair enough. There's actually so he sent me a list and he goes back from like 1980 to like present day. And in that list, it's extensive. And it's not everything.
No, it's not, because I think if you list like every separate season and all of that, how it's listed on MAL, it's like I think there's 150 in the vampire category. The list I gave you is like maybe 50.
It's
at
like, yeah,
most.
40 or 50.
40 or 50.
Yeah, because I know Strike the Blood, which
Yes.
is on that list,
Strike the
has
Blood.
like 4 different seasons.
And it has like OVAs and shit too.
Yep. But let's go back. So after 1980,
We got 1985, and that's when you first see Vampire Hunter D, which do not watch this film. Just don't. It's not worth your time.
I thought you liked Vampire Hunter
I
D.
love Vampire Hunter D, but if you're going to watch it, you need to watch Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which wasn't released until 2000.
Okay.
And
Which is also,
on the list.
surprisingly, that's sarcasm, on this list.
Yeah, which they're done by different animation
I
studios.
did see that
too.
because he also put the studios with all of these series.
Yeah, because I thought it was kind of interesting to see if they actually stuck with the same studio, but it went from being done by Ashy Productions to Madhouse. And obviously,
Good old Studio Madhouse.
yeah, obviously Madhouse brought it fucking home. Like, if you watch
Madhouse-
Bloodlust with the English dub, it's fucking amazing.
Madhouse they're like the underrated Mappa.
I think they're just the OG. Like, as
Like
far
they're
as
just they're there.
Yeah.
They always come home, you know?
Yeah.
They bring it around.
them and like Studio Bones, because think of like,
Boy.
think of the first season of One Punch Man. Fucking mint.
Mint.
Like,
Dude, one punch. One punch.
now we get to see if Mappa can survive it.
Dude, I want to Would Studio Mappa do a vampire anime?
I'm surprised they had. I think they did. I
mean, if you want to get technical, right?
yeah,
I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this one.
don't say jujitsu.
Vampires feed on the blood of humans or animals.
Yeah,
Mostly
depending
humans.
on your.
Yeah, preference. So technically speaking, the pure Titans in Attack on Titan, which eat people, consume their blood,
You're not wrong. Technically, kind of.
but also they don't put the emphasis on blood in Attack on Titan. It's emphasis on spinal fluid.
Yeah, that's a bit different.
So,
Yeah, probably
Mappa.
not.
Mappa, if you come out with like a good vampire anime, one, don't do the Chainsaw Man animation. Chainsaw Man, maybe. Don't do the Chainsaw Man animation. Hit me with that Jujutsu Kaisen like level animation. Your S tier, and I'll get back to you.
Okay, do you consider Jujutsu like the best animated thing Mappa's put out? Like, for me, it's honestly, it probably is, only because the styling of it fits the story
I think
so
so
well.
because also with AOT, they changed the animation of the Titans
Yeah,
to be more
I
CGI.
heard so many people complain about it.
Chainsaw Man,
That first episode, rough zombies.
they used a lot of CGI.
Well, yeah, just okay. As far as how they do the characters, I don't mind it so much.
No,
The moment that all of the zombies literally looked worse than animation I saw in the early 2000s, I was just like,
I would
Why?
say yeah. I would say Studio Mappa's best animated series right now that they have, it would be Jujutsu Kaisen.
yeah, I'd
To
say
me.
either that, Yuri on Ice.
What about Vinland season 2?
Oh, okay. Never mind. Vinland season 2, there hasn't been really any action scenes yet because, it's in the farm.
Hey, it's that slice of life
It's my
art.
fucking favorite arc, though. Like, the third episode got to my favorite moment in maybe all Vinland Saga.
I still haven't even watched it. One of the twins, actually, me and him were texting yesterday, and Gavin, if this ever gets to you, here's your shout out, bud. So I'm texting him last night, and he hits me, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm all caught up on the Attack on Titan manga, My Hero Academia." He's watching Samurai Champloo, and then he
Classic.
says, "Yeah." And then he says he's current with Vinland Saga. Now, I don't know if he's been reading Vinland's manga online or if he's just been watching the anime.
Well, if he's been reading it online, we just got volume 13, it's crazy how far ahead of the anime he would be. Because I am on volume 12 and I am decades ahead of the anime.
Decades, he says. But
Yeah, but no, if you guys are watching Vinland Saga and you're like, oh, this is kind of shitty for the first 2 episodes, which honestly, I have enjoyed all 3 of the new season.
Yeah.
Episode 3. That's when shit starts to turn. And episode 4, you're about to see some good stuff.
Some good soup.
And now you're still going to have to wait a bit before you actually get to the good. But it's some of my favorite stuff. Episode 3 and 4 probably of this season are going to be probably top tier for me.
I've been behind on anime, as you guys know.
But you mentioned Samurai Champloo. That's something that I thought about yesterday. I was like, there's not really a samurai vampire anime, but there actually is.
Technically, there is with Blood Sea.
I don't count that. I'm talking about like back in the old ages.
Oh, the old ages?
The old ages, with actual samurai, not just some schoolgirl that happens to have a katana.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, technically speaking, she'd be wielding it with some finesse.
Yeah, she do. I mean, that's not even the original, though. You got Blood the Last Vampire, then you got Blood Plus, and then you got Blood minus C.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all of them.
That's all? That's like one cohesive
Yeah.
show? Oh.
I mean, they're not cohesive, but they link.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Blood Plus. Well, Blood the Last Vampire came first, and I think it was like in the 80s or 90s.
I mean, you have the list.
Yeah, I do. Never mind. It was in early 2000. So,
So it's like it's like a continuation series. Like Blood.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay. I didn't know that. I actually
I only knew that because I watched Blood the Last Vampire, and then when I think Blood minus C or Blood Plus came on Adult Swim, I was like, wait a fucking second.
Dude, Blood minus C is brutal.
It is.
Dude.
Like, all of those are brutal.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. Like, the animation in that shit is clean. I did not like the story that much, but animation.
Blood Sea?
Yeah, I didn't like.
That's fair. But, like, when the giant monsters turned a group of people into a smoothie.
As they do.
As they do. They turned a group of villagers into a literal smoothie. That shit is... Oh my, I saw that and I said, hold up. Wait a minute. What? Why is it so gory?
Wait, did you ever watch Ranking of Kings?
No, I'm still...
Oh, man, okay, when you said turn them into a smoothie, anytime I hear anyone say turn something into a smoothie, the only thing I can think is they grind up the king and turn him into a smoothie and force his son to drink it. That's part of Ranking of Kings. I'm sorry. It's not really a spoiler because it's so batshit wild that you won't even know when it's coming.
Like Baji's father?
Yeah, Baji's dad gets turned into a smoothie. And
Baji?
No. Baji's brother ends up drinking it.
Oh my God.
He's forced to drink him.
Huh.
Yeah.
So would that be
It's that vampire? Yeah, that's why it was coming up. I was like, is that a vampire anime now?
Oh my God.
But going back to like the
list.
Yeah, the 1990s. We got something called Master Mesquitan. No clue what this is.
Yeah, I read this and I said, hold up.
I literally looked at it and I was like, it has a shitload of episodes too.
Oh, does it?
I looked at it and I was just like, I have never in my life heard this name, but whatever. Just letting you know it exists. Anime that I don't know. But the one that comes after it, if you haven't, I'm sure you've at least seen the characters from it. 1997, Night Warriors, Darkstalker's Revenge.
See, I have seen a couple of episodes from this over the years.
Yeah, like if you maybe are interested in succubuses, it's probably because you've seen the characters from this.
Hey, man.
Or because you might watch Monster Rancher as a kid and you saw Pixie. Just saying.
Listen, all I'm saying is that everyone likes a little bit of etch, you know?
Oh, yeah. And that's where it starts, I feel
That's
like.
where a succubus comes in. You bring in the succubus and they're like, I got you, fam.
Yeah, I feel like To Love Ru looked at that and was like, they got something there.
To Love Ru? Oh, yeah. I mean, another one that looked at that is...
Rosario.
We'll get into that one.
We will.
No, actually. Testament of a Sister New Devil. That's a reference that only the real, like...
The generic...
Yeah, they're gonna hear that and they're gonna be like, oh, this guy, he knows. Like, guys, come on now. Come in close.
Oh, this guy.
I have watched redo of Healer start to finish, okay? Start to finish. Completely uncensored. I know all, okay? I am the degenerate king.
I watch the hentai for the plot.
Hey, man. All I'm saying is, you never know. Sometimes the plot's really funny in those.
I don't know about that.
No, it's some of it's really off the. If you can get past the fucking, then yeah, some of it's real off the wall.
Well, moving on. Early 2000s, we got Descendants of Darkness. I was gonna say Descendants to Darkness.
I didn't recognize that one.
Okay, I only know this from the manga because a bunch of people I knew read it, and basically it's a kind
Was
of...
it a bunch of the girls that always wore the trench coats?
Yeah, that's exactly the ones that read it.
Said "rar" a lot in school.
And glomped. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are those people.
You know, you guys really did well after high school, and I'm proud of you. If you're one of those girls, proud of you.
But I will say, no interest in it and no knowledge, so...
You just saw people reading it, and you were like, all right, hey...
Well, it's like, okay.
I am not man enough to admit my obsession with anime and manga, but like you do you, bud. I hear you.
I don't know. I talked with people about anime and stuff, but
You
it
didn't talk.
It was a very small group. Of
Exactly. They didn't give a fuck who saw them. They were in there reading. They'd be reading smut.
I definitely wasn't the guy that came to school dressed as Kakashi 5 days out of the year.
Boy, that was my favorite guy.
No, this kid.
No, I had a dude that every day had an Akatsuki jacket.
Okay,
the full thing. And honestly, he was my hero.
There was one kid that had the puffer like vest from Naruto and wore that shit like every winter. I was like, is it actually warm though? Because it looks baller, but
Are puffer vests warm?
yes, they actually are. I have 2 of them because I bought one just because I was like, I'll try it. And it was the warmest son of a bitch I've ever bought. So it's like, yes, I will own more of these.
All right. Yeah, no, the dude that wore the Akatsuki cloak, kid that came in dressed as Kakashi, they were my heroes.
Moving on from like 2000, because we already talked about Blood the Last Vampire. We got Hellsing, which came out in 2001. The original Hellsing, not Ultimate. Ultimate came out 2006.
But Hellsing,
if you just skipped Hellsing and went straight to Hellsing Ultimate and didn't even give Hellsing a shot, you're missing out on a fucking banger soundtrack.
Dude, Hellsing really did.
Yeah, the intro song to it alone set the tone for that show.
Yeah, it was
the mad jazz. It was just amazing.
Dude, Hellsing, and even the animation, for like a lot of people would be like, I liked the
animation. The only thing that
Hellsing.
was like shit about the original Hellsing is it might not even be halfway through. It starts going on anime only ending.
Yep, and that's why we got Ultimate.
Yeah, that's why we got Ultimate. But I will say, even with the anime only ending, it's worth a watch.
Sometimes, some of those shows, if they don't think that they're not gonna be able to get renewed,
yeah,
they do a decent job with the anime only ending. Some piss me off to no end.
Okay, I wouldn't.
I said decent.
Yeah, it did okay. Like the only bummer about the original Hellsing is basically the final bad guy is a little lame.
It's little lame. Is it as lame as death in Castlevania? The only good fight scene in the entire anime.
Oh, well, I don't feel like Death was lame in comparison to this guy. He literally... this guy... Okay, I
had to get my jab in, all right? You leave me alone.
It's very difficult. I get it, animators. It's very difficult to make a character that is as badass and just a monster's Alucard.
Yeah.
Like, he is a villain in himself.
Isn't he an anti-hero?
Yeah, 100%.
I love Hellsing Alucard.
Yeah, Alucard.
You know who I don't love? I don't love Castlevania Alucard. He's a bitch with daddy issues.
He is, and also they made my favorite characters in that show a bitch. Sad fucking times. Forgers should be better. They're supposed to have demons that are like destroying people.
Yeah,
but no.
I had a whole ass argument with a certain someone about how that was not even close to the video games.
Oh yeah, it's not at all.
They argued that it was identical to, I think, like 2 or 3, and I said no.
No.
I know.
Straight up no. But anyways, 2003 we got Lunar Legends Tsukahime, which
name sounds familiar.
I've never watched it, but I've seen a bunch of scenes from it, and the animation has always looked like fucking next level.
For 2000, what year was that?
2003. Like, The animation in this shit looked clean. The character design was really fucking cool, but I just never had access to it back in the day, and I never went back to search for it. So if you know about it, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Maybe it's not as good as the animation makes it seem to be.
I saw a scene that I forgot about from one that's on this list on TikTok. I was scrolling through TikTok because this happens a lot. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'll be just sitting. Sarah likes to send me about 90 TikToks, right? So I got to go through all of them.
Oh, dear Lord.
Well, finally I got through them. I'm like, all right, let me see what my own For You page is about. And like, my phone's listening to me. It knows that I am talking to you guys about anime. And so almost every day I have to scroll through all kinds of different just scenes from anime. Most of it is more popular scenes from like bigger anime. The other day, it was the scene from Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Dude, that's a great anime.
Love it. It was a scene where the girl runs out of the alleyway.
Yeah, dude, that scene pops up all the fucking time. And he destroys them.
He just walks in and he's like, all right, let's play. And I saw that and I was like, I'm so glad I mentioned this scene to Rex like a year ago. And he's like, oh, that's this anime. And I said, all right, bet. And I watched the whole thing in what, a day? Like 2 days.
I mean, it depends on if you watch season 1 and 2.
I did.
Okay.
Oh no, I like everything that was out for that show I had watched.
Nice.
It was so good.
Like, that is a show that honestly came out of like left field for me. I wasn't expecting to love it the way I did, but it is written by the same guy that made Trigun.
That explains it.
Yeah. So
that explains it.
It's fucking good.
Speaking of Trigun.
Hey, new Trigun. I'm giving it a chance. I don't like what they did with Knives.
But you did say that it's technically a prequel series.
Well, yeah, currently not a prequel series. They're moving in quick on catching up to where original Trigun kind of was. The only reason I say it's a prequel is because the City of July still exists.
Okay.
In the original Trigun, he had already wrecked that motherfucker. Like, that city
wiped off the map.
Yeah, wiped completely off the map.
So do you think that it's just gonna...
he's about to go probably wipe it off the map.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's what I'm assuming the next episode is. And if it is, they better do it the right way.
So do you think Stampede's gonna get you another run?
Of the manga, yeah, probably 100%. Like, I'm surprised.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't announced it already. I'm guessing it's gonna be like the Berserk ones, nice giant deluxe versions, but
which you will own all of.
Oh, 100%. Because you can't get the original. If I could get the original and they wouldn't cost like 5 of the Berserks for one volume, yeah, I'd do it.
$200 for one volume.
I mean, essentially, yeah.
Jesus.
It's not a joke.
You probably got some stuff in here that would sell for money, actually. Somewhere.
Maybe.
Some of your older stuff.
Yeah, I know like all of the get backers, if I sell every volume as a set, it would be worth a decent amount. But moving on, we already talked about Trinity Blood a little. If you haven't watched that,
I think you should. The animation for that was
really good for its time. It's not up to par with current animation. I've gone back and watched it.
Really? It's not up to par with current animation.
But the music in it
almost
is,
20 years later.
Okay. Not 20. Okay, close. But anyways, the music in it is honestly really fucking good.
James Cameron had to wait 10 years for the technology to do what he wanted to do for the second Avatar, and you're telling me.
I heard some people talking about that, actually. The second Avatar, they were like, okay, so when the first one came out, and you were like, this is like next level shit.
Oh,
like,
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is like the most crazy thing I've ever seen. They're like, yeah, but going into the new Avatar, it was just like, it looks good. But, Marvel's kind of been doing their own shit that's like, pretty good looking as well, and it looks a little better than that, but nothing that's like, oh my god.
So my thing with the new Avatar is that the whole reason why it took this long for James Cameron to get this out, he was waiting on motion capture technology to be super accurate underwater. That's why when they're in the all of the facial expressions and everything that happens when they're in the water in the movie, they're actually in a pool.
Well, yeah, I kind of assume
it's really cool. I highly recommend watching it. Some people think, 4 of my younger brothers and my 2 cousins all think that the movie was quite trash and it was mid, and they were like, I didn't like how it jumped all over the place. And I just said, I was like, look, this movie was not supposed to center around the main cast from last movie. That there's a certain person in this movie that it's trying to explain to you, and that's what's going to set up the next movie.
Yeah, which the next movie where he'll end up getting sued by Avatar: The Last Airbender because the Fire Nation's coming.
Yeah. Well, they're slated for 3 more movie releases. 2024,
each of the
2026, 2028. So
we then get Hellsing Ultimate, also 2006.
so great.
So great.
We got one of the best abridged series from that.
We fucking did. No joke.
The Hellsing Ultimate abridged.
Team 4-Star put in that work.
So
with
good.
Ultimate. I wish they would have kept on with Attack on Titan though.
Oh, dude.
That shit was next level.
I love it.
If you haven't watched Abridged, go to YouTube, look them up. Team 4-Star does amazing
You
stuff.
have to watch the Attack on Titan abridged because
it's only
I'm
one
going
episode.
to be honest. Some of my favorite
Quotes
that I use on a regular basis are in that episode. Like if you guys have ever heard me, what is it that I say all the time? You shrimp dick fuck nugget.
Yeah.
Dude, that's it. It's so good. It's so funny.
It's amazing. But also 2006, we got Black Blood Brothers, which I don't know if you ever watched it.
I'm thinking, but I don't think so.
Honestly, when it came out, I was fucking hype. Like,
Really?
Yeah, as far as a vampire anime goes, it's pretty badass.
So could we convince Peppers to watch this?
No,
Well-
not at all. There's not even a chance.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because...
Hey, we got him to watch a couple episodes of Call of the Night. He's still buying that manga, by the way, guys.
He's still buying the manga.
He literally still gets every new release for that.
I'm sorry. What? I can explain this to be. I can explain it.
What a fool.
It's fine.
If he ends up hating it, I will buy it off him because I'm enjoying the anime. Like
I already told him, yeah, I'd buy that off you. They look nice.
They probably do. The animation is really cool. The character design.
I like the
character design is
soundtrack.
fucking weird in a way
Yeah.
because okay, so the main character Ko.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks exactly like the kid from Punchline, like the main character. Like fucking identical. Like to the point that I'm curious if it's done by the same studio or same person. I don't know.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he looks so much the same. It's scary.
Dude, I enjoyed it. The soundtrack is what does it for me. The night when it's like nighttime, like the ending theme, I love it.
I think it's all right as far as the ending theme. Honestly, the atmosphere and how they actually portray night and vending machines, how they have the glow, they do really good. Like whoever did the animation paid attention.
Oh, dude, I told you guys, like the animation is good.
Also, it's actually really kind of funny and interesting because Call of the Night, like if you don't know, kid's just like not going to school anymore and basically spending his whole night outside chilling.
Just cooling, just walking around
And
at night.
the funny thing is, you're like, oh, he's a 14-year-old. No one would ever do that. Meanwhile, I'm like, wow, this is just what I did.
This is my childhood.
Yeah, this is my childhood minus the vampire.
Not really minus the going to school. You still went to school.
Yeah, I still went to school, but that was nap time.
Fair. But
There's a reason I was on honor roll.
I saw one of those desks on Amazon from like school. I said, boy, I need to buy one of them. I haven't had a good night's sleep in years.
That's horrifying. Good night sleep, nothing. I was fucking trained for school sleeping.
Just
No. I would be like this, both eyes wide open, just not blinking, completely asleep.
that's fucking terrifying.
You can train yourself. It's easy.
I would refuse to train myself. I would rather take the desk that I'm trapped in on one side, put my backpack on my desk, use it as a very uncomfortable pillow.
Now, see, I couldn't do that because if it didn't look like I was writing notes, I would immediately get called out.
I didn't give a shit. I was sent out in the hall. I'm like, all right, bet. I laid down.
I can lay down out there.
I laid down on one of my teachers sent me out to the hall. I laid down outside their door and took a nap. One of the administrators came by. I'm asleep. They said, hey, what are you doing? I said, I got sent out to the hall. Why? I fell asleep in class. I can lay down here. Administrator just kind of looked at me and just said,
All
fair
right.
enough. Walked away.
But yeah, literally watching it, I was just like, this is just my childhood. Because literally,
I've enjoyed Call. I enjoyed when I was watching it, but I think what happened is that was coming out and like
a bunch of other
a bunch of other stuff was coming out. And then,
Yeah.
time
Life.
management for me and life is not great. Well, life's pretty all right.
Yeah. It's just,
But time management, I'm horrible at.
well, you are on the moral minute, so,
Hey, man, I'll be
you were
there.
actually here early, kind of. I was still working on shit when you got here today.
Well, I mean, also, you and I both literally said,
Yeah, what a fucking day.
last night murdered my soul. I felt like I was I felt like I wandered the night.
I agree completely. Since about 2:00 this morning, I was watching it for a while.
You did wander the night. I got home at 2 and fell asleep.
That's when I woke up and said, now's a good start
And then
to the
I
day.
woke up at like 7:30 because the husky wanted out.
As they do. But continuing on, 2007, we get something called Prince's Resurrection, which honestly, the only reason this is on the list is because I thought it was fucking hilarious that they had the anime series Prince's Resurrection in 2007, and then they released a special OVA in 2008 called Prince's Comatose.
Wait, the same?
Yeah, same studio, everything. I was just like, this is fucking amazing. Someone is my hero out there.
Oh my god. Have you seen either of these?
No, I haven't seen it. I want to know now.
No, yeah, I have to watch these.
Yeah, and they're done by Madhouse, so it's good quality.
Dude, Madhouse could release something that everyone's like, the manga is trash, and I'm going to watch it. You
Yeah.
know why I'm going to watch it? Because it's going to look real pretty.
Exactly.
It's like Demon Slayer.
I disagree. Also, while we were talking about isekai, we never mentioned the fact that Fate Stay Night's basically isekai,
I mean, yeah,
depending on
technically.
perspective.
Technically, but like they also bring those people back from the past. And if
Well-
we go into that, then technically speaking,
Well, yeah, but some of them don't even actually exist. One of them was literally just a fictional character brought into the existence.
that's fair.
Yeah, so
Does the Fate series have vampires?
I
feel like it does.
I feel like there's a vampire-ish character. Yeah, for
I feel
sure.
like there is.
I don't. Well, there's some.
Listen, the Fate series is
it's
so
fucking
convoluted
wide.
and
I'm
large.
sure there's probably vampire mecha in Fate somewhere.
Hold up. Comment down below. Let me know what episode that is. I need to know.
You know how I was saying there should be like a samurai vampire series?
I'm taking it. We've got a samurai vampire
yeah, I
series.
forgot this existed because I never watched it. I remember seeing.
Is Blade a samurai vampire?
I mean, no, because it's modern times, and
You could be a modern day samurai.
I disagree for the kind of story I'm looking for. I
Okay,
want someone
okay.
back in the day, like working for the shogunate, and they're like, "Wow, you're really putting those bodies away," and
He's just like,
"Yes, because I have to survive."
Also, why do you only ever do your work at night? I do my best work in the dark.
Yeah, I just have really good eyesight, night eyesight. It
Technically speaking,
gives me the edge.
I really don't think that I feel like a samurai vampire would have a hard time. Do you know why I feel like a samurai vampire would have a hard time?
What is that,
Because
buddy?
samurai are very honorable, so they're gonna want to face their opponent.
Nah, imagine if he's just crooked as fuck. I'm
No,
fine
see,
with it.
now he's becoming now you're getting into Ghost of Tsushima Jin Sakai. And
Hey, that sounds great.
and like you're going from being a samurai to basically becoming a ghost or a ninja.
or Ronin, just
You have to kill a lot of Ronin in that.
I don't doubt it.
I
but,
love that game. It was such a beautiful game.
2008, another one by Madhouse that I haven't watched.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Kurozuka, which again is like a samurai vampire anime, which I just somehow missed in my times. So I'll
But
probably
it's Studio Madhouse, so
Yeah,
you and I will probably reconvene after watching this and being like, all right, we need to talk.
yeah. They released a fire that we just didn't know.
I feel like that happens a lot. The more that I do this, the more I realize
There's
I'm like,
a bunch of anime that we just missed.
I'm like, you know what? One of these days when I don't have to go to work every day, that day ever comes, I'm going to lock myself in my house and I'm not going to come out until I am caught up on like everything. I'm going to come out. I'm going to have a nice little beer, like beer belly. Cause I'm just going to be sitting in my chair and I'm going to have a beer down to my belly button. Cause I'm not leaving that chair until I'm done.
Dear God, buddy.
Oh yeah. I'm going
don't-
to come out being able to speak fluent Japanese. All right.
I don't think that's how that's gonna work, but
Hey.
I wish you God's luck.
Godspeed.
On that. Yeah, go for it. But 2008, we also got Vampire Night. You ever watch it?
I think I watched the first episode.
Oh, I watched the whole fucking series.
How is it? The first episode was interesting to me.
I don't think I could watch it now. I watched it in 2008.
Yeah, see, it was one of those series because that's the one where
there's a night class and a day class. And night class is
vampires and the day class is
and if you watch the whole thing, they try to do like a bunch of M. Night Shyamalan twists.
Hell yeah, love a good old M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, so if you want a reverse harem to watch, there you go.
I do know that.
Vampire Night.
But if you want if you just want a regular harem, Rosario X Vampire.
Yeah, I think that came out the same year.
Did it come out the same year?
No, I was wrong.
Okay.
Wait, no, yeah, 2008.
Okay, well that show was horny.
Yeah, dude.
Boy.
Apparently the manga actually gets like super serious in the second half.
I've heard that. I didn't ever watch the full thing.
I mean, I think I did watch the full thing to the point where he becomes a vampire, kind of.
Well, he becomes a like a vampire thrall. Like he doesn't have all of the powers of a vampire, and he can only access his vampire powers by drinking one of the vampire's blood.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. And then he has to fight her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he ends. I think in the manga he ends up becoming like the strongest vampire.
I'm pretty sure you're right because from what I hear, yes, it starts off as a horny manga, but by the end it gets like epic.
It's epic, but it's still horny. I'm pretty sure it's still very horny.
Well, maybe you just get used to it and you forget.
Hey man, you see a pair of titties in Rosario X Vampire and you just go, you forgive and forget. You say, you know what? Thank you. Now give me the fight scene.
If you want to continue with the horny, but at upper level, like just a little better, Bakemonogatari came out in 2009.
Boy, I love me some Monogatari series.
And
like the movie where you find like the movie that like starts the whole thing.
Yeah, the Monogatari movies.
That movie.
I think. Wait, that's wrong. Never mind. I forget. There's way too many fucking Monogatari series.
That's why I wasn't gonna try and name it. I was gonna say the one where he becomes a vampire.
Yeah.
To her, like he becomes her underling. Can't remember the word. And he has to he wants to be human again.
Yeah.
Those movies, and then their fight scene where she's like ripping his head off and all his arms and stuff. It was so good.
I mean, dude, even in regular Bakemonogatari, like the first season, there's some epic fucking fight scenes.
Yeah, and he still gets his ass kicked, but
well, he's human at that point.
Not really. He's 99% human.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't really have that much extra strength or anything. He just regenerates a little faster.
He heals a little faster.
I mean, he literally, in one fight scene, one of them punches him so hard, they rip into his stomach, grab him by his intestines, and swing him around the room. If that sounds like a good time to you, watch Bakemonogatari.
Dude, that series is so just...
Also, if you're a fan of Shaft, it's literally Shaft's best work, I feel like.
The wording of that could have been a little better.
Studio Shaft. Okay. Studio Shaft.
If you're a fan of Shaft. Hey, bud, word that a little differently.
I can't. It's too late.
I mean, it's already out there.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. The Monogatari series was so good.
I stick with my mistakes.
I said what I meant. I meant what I said. Carry on.
Continuing on with Studio Shaft, we then have Dance in the Vampire Bund, which I never really...
This is not one I know.
I tried to watch it, and it basically there's a lowly vampire that you follow, and I just couldn't get interested. She's apparently a leader of some sort as far as in the vampire world and trying to make things better. I just couldn't do it.
Understandable. If it's going to be a vampire anime, I need action. In more than one way.
I was about to say, you say that, but Call of the Night literally has
That's action.
It has action in a way.
Dude, that is an adventure, all right? That he is living his best. That's an adventure anime.
It is an adventure anime. We're actually coming up on one of the best ones.
Oh boy.
We got 2010 Shiki. I never watched. I think it's about an assassin and somehow there's vampires involved.
Who knows?
Yeah, I can't really remember.
Maybe something we need to watch. Who's the studio for that?
It was one that I'd never heard of. I knew I couldn't pronounce, so I didn't write it down. It's like Dorama or something.
Well, you know what? It might be great because some of those studios that we've never heard of, we'll watch something and we'll be like, hold up.
Yeah, you mean like Studio David?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 2012, we got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh,
The
God.
best vampire anime.
Remember when I told you guys, like, this, he swindled me into, like, a low-key, like, Joe Bros episode? This is where it is. So parts 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Because you've got Dio Brando,
Yeah.
who put on the stone mask and became a vampire, which that still never made sense.
I mean, that's apparently just how it works, you know? That's how you become a vampire. You get a stone mask, it like hooks into your face all weird and shit, and you become a vampire.
Which is so weird, because all it does is, like, hit pressure points in your head.
Yeah, I think there's a thing. Well, no, that's to become the perfect being, and that's where the Pillarman. Yeah, you know, Araki doesn't explain all of his things well. He also forgets plot points that he writes into the show.
Yeah, you mean like Hamon?
No. I mean, yes, he totally forgot about Hamon, but that's because people were just like, fuck Hamon. We want Rasengan. Anyways.
Yeah, what is it, part 7?
Yeah, part 7.
Have you gotten to where the Rasengan is the thing?
Yeah, it's a little different.
I know it's a little different. They use like a ball.
Yeah, he
but
uses
it's
steel balls.
basically the Rasengan.
It's basically Rasengan, yeah.
I saw that and I said, oh, that's how it is.
It's actually Rasengan without as much power output, but with more uses.
Yeah.
Because he can use it like on his own body to like basically change where damage goes.
Yeah, because it's like he plays hacky sack with it.
Yeah, he does a little
Because
bit.
he literally uses like steel balls as like the center core. Mm-hmm. So he plays like it's wild. And this is really funny because if you've been with us on Spotify, you know that I went through like the first 50-something episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. After that, I've tried to go back and be like, all right, I'm gonna get through this for the boys. And every time I get to like 5 minutes into this one scene and I'm like, I hate this, and I turn it off. So one day I was just scrolling. I'm like, all right, well, let's see what the plot points for JoJo's is. Just so this way, if they talk about it, I could be like, well, I decided to look into it because my brain can't handle watching it. And I said, oh yeah, JoJo's ripped off the Rasengan, and they both go, what? No, they didn't. And I said, oh, just wait.
I still don't know if it came out before it. I don't know if we ever looked.
We did. There's no way that Part 7 came out in Japan before Naruto Box Set 1. And
wait, was it Box Set 1 they learned the Rasengan? I thought it was
Box
2.
Set 2, he's in Shippuden.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So it's like those first volumes from Box Set 1. The first like 26 volumes, 25 volumes. See, he has to use the list on his phone because I have to control the camera on mine.
True.
Which I'm really, we're only at 47 minutes. That's why the camera didn't give me the overheat warning.
We're honestly not doing too bad. Like, we're already up to 2012. We're getting close.
Yeah, but this is where we have some stuff to talk about.
Which, we kind of skipped over, God, what is it? Unravel, my friend.
Oh, Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, because that came out in 2010, right?
Yes, I think it
think
did.
so.
2010 or 2012.
And they really are just glorified vampires in a way.
For the most part.
Yeah,
I mean, they actually like physically eat people. So it's like vampire meets zombie, I guess.
Yeah, it's a weird... again, it's just a glorified vampire.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe.
Because they can just literally have a partner that they kind of bite on once in a while.
Anyone here knows that I am a big fan of Tokyo Ghoul. It's like one of my favorite anime. Like, it's... For the longest time, it was my wallpaper on my lock screen. It was Juzo from Tokyo Ghoul. The real one. And they give me shit for it. Peppers. I know how much you absolutely loved Tokyo Ghoul. You bought all of the manga, you read it start to finish, and you watched it. You just kept telling me how fantastic it was. And you know what, buddy? I appreciate you. Look at that. He's speechless.
He really loves the song, too, Unravel.
Oh, yeah.
It's his favorite. It definitely doesn't mess with our viewers trying to find us.
Actually, fun fact. So yesterday, I went to my stepsister's house for her birthday. It was her 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I met a bunch of like extended family because my stepmom, like her goddaughter, I guess, one of her goddaughters was there, and she and I were talking. She runs a handful of websites and stuff. Like she runs Stoners of America and a couple of other ones. I know, I love it. And we were talking for a while, and she was like, "Well, where are you guys? I could follow." She's actually one of the most recent followers we got last night.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, so that was one of them. So she also followed the channel last night, the YouTube channel. She didn't have any problems finding us. She typed in Anime Unraveled Pod and it came right up.
Nice.
So
I'm glad to hear that because for the longest time, it was actually hard for people to find us.
Yeah, so like now, as long as you just like look up Anime Unraveled Pod on YouTube, Spotify listeners, you should be able to find the podcast.
Nice.
So that was a huge kind of ordeal in my head because I was like, oh, nice. I didn't know that we had gotten where you could actually just look us up and it'll come up. But I also think it works out because we're putting out stuff consistently now.
True. Once a week at least.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll do a few extra things here and there.
Yeah, I mean, once you get your own camera and stuff, and I mean, you have the webcam, so you'll be able to do stuff with that. I got to get stuff sorted with that. Got to buy probably a lens. The kit lens that came with that is all right, but
Yeah.
everything is a work in progress.
You're not wrong. Like, shit, before I buy a camera, I had to buy a different mic for my computer because apparently the Go XLR has an issue where if you're recording your voice with pretty much anything but a Shure mic, which is like $400, you get robot voice a lot of the time, and it sucks.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because I know that the Blue Yeti is really good for that recording and
Gotcha.
stuff.
Oh,
Because the Blue Yeti plugs into the USB on your computer.
gotcha. I don't know. I'll think about it. But anywho,
We're moving on from Tokyo Ghoul because that was just a little tangent he and I discussed talking about. Because like he's not wrong, you're not. Slightly glorified vampires.
But moving on, in 2013, we got Diabolical Lovers. Wow, I fucked that up.
A little bit, bud.
Yeah, Diabolical Lovers, which,
This sounds horny.
well, it's a yaoi baiting looking series, and
So you don't even know.
yeah, I'm guessing it wasn't.
Is it a BL?
I assume.
Peppers.
I assume.
Peppers.
No.
We know how much you're about the BLs
Dude,
now, my boy.
No, because even then, like this seemed, I could be wrong. And if you're a fan of this series, go ahead and like hit us up in the comments and tell me how wrong I am. But when I see an anime series that the episode lengths are like 12 minutes, generally to me that points out it's not that great of a series. Also, the studio that did it is called Zex. I've never seen that studio do
Studio
anything
Zex.
else. So I feel like it's one of those low budget productions that probably just didn't make the
A whole lot of-
quality.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Or it's absolute heat. It is 12-minute episodes of just flame.
There have been anime like that. Now, if it's a comedy series, okay, don't get me wrong. If it's a comedy series and it's 12-minute episodes, it's probably the most banger fucking anime you can find.
Fair.
But usually if it's not comedy and it's that short, it's not likely to be good. But moving on from that, we got Strike the Blood.
Okay, so this one I could speak a lot on.
Yeah, I watched the whole series, but I watched it when it came out.
I have been waiting for them to finally release the next section of Strike the Blood on Crunchyroll. It has been confirmed that it's going to be released for like a year and a half now. I love this series.
I enjoyed it when I watched it.
The reason why is because he was not born as the fourth progenitor. He was not, or fifth. He's not supposed to essentially be the vampire god. He was granted the powers of the vampire god by the original vampire god because she was in love with him.
Oh, I don't think I ever got that far.
Yeah. So the girl that's with him, he's basically supposed to drink human blood to unlock the use of all of the familiars of that progenitor, of his vampire powers. Well, he usually has to combine the blood of his harem in order to unlock the ability to use them. So it is a harem. It is ecchi, which, as we all know, I'm a fan of the ecchi. So it's real good. Some of the fight scenes in that and the way that it's animated is
I remember it having pretty good animation. It's, again, this came out in 2013. We've made leaps and bounds in animation, but
it's fair.
For its time, it was really good. After that, we got Blood Lad. If you have not watched Blood Lad, it literally is one of the greatest things.
So Blood Lad has made this episode and last episode.
Yeah, and also we misspoke his name. I believe it's actually Staz, isn't it?
I don't remember.
I think we said Stan. I was like, that doesn't sound quite right, but I'm pretty sure it's Staz.
I don't remember.
So if you know his actual name and if it is stats, just comment below. Let us know.
Or, we'll Google it.
Yeah, or that. But it's always nice to have comments.
I love that came back in this episode because like last episode we were talking about
it's kind of a isekai.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And it does. I love Blood Lad because of all the jabs and the references to other anime.
Oh yeah, which again,
like when he's getting ready to use the
Kamehameha,
the Kamehameha, and he's like, man, they're like, whoa.
No, it's not even that. The guy like stops him and is like, what a fucking like joke of an attack. And he was like, you just should be glad I'm not the actual guy. Otherwise you'd be dust, motherfucker. I'm like, nice.
But also, like, they said that he couldn't use it because they literally said copyright reasons. Yeah, well, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's not. Well, let me see. Is it? I didn't list the studio for that one. I don't think it's done by Toei though. So if it's not done by Toei, they most likely couldn't even reference Too Heavy.
Which
they come damn close.
I mean, it was I don't even think the Kamehameha was the same color.
No.
I think he went Kame. And then it
the
was
guy
like
kicks him.
Yeah.
But that series is fucking great. It parodies a bunch of stuff about anime.
It just makes a lot of jabs and references at like a lot of the tropes and a lot of the like stuff that happens in anime on a regular basis.
100%. It also, if you're interested at all in like Japanese folklore, as far as like different Japanese monsters and stuff, there's a ton of them in this, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the way they...
Speaking of like Japanese monsters.
Yeah.
Every tattoo that I have going down my arm and leg.
Exactly. So, you that know, it's worth a watch.
You know.
But moving on from that, we got Seraph of the End, which is
We had something to talk about with this one, I think.
It's done by Studio Wit, and the idea behind it, like... I was interested.
That humanity is being enslaved by vampires and everything? Okay.
I was really interested. But then it sends them into school, and I immediately was like, well, I was interested.
Because they have to learn to be demon slayers, essentially, vampire hunters.
Nope.
So what's hilarious is that the whole reason behind this, so you know the black weapons that they get, that they use. Well, the Black Series weapons all contain the souls of demons.
Kind of figured.
All demons are vampires that have been starved or something. Vampires, when they get starved, they don't die. They turn into demons. They become even worse. So they got trapped in these weapons. I'm waiting on season 2. I don't think I'm ever going to get a season 2. But essentially the main character who's been looking for his like brother Mika, they finally find each other. Mika has to become a full vampire to save him. He has what's called the Seraph of the End in him. So he has angelic powers because he has the Seraph gene. And now he has given up his soul to become a demon. A Black Series weapon can turn you into a demon. So now he's part demon, part angel god thing, and losing his humanity. And yeah, it's wild. It's a wild series of events.
I wish I could just get past the school thing. Like, honestly, if it's one of those series that I feel like kind of the same with Tokyo Revengers. It would be better if they just weren't in school. Like,
they're not in school for long.
I kind of figured, but the moment that it was like that, I was just like, well, you had my attention and you quickly lost it.
The academy stuff does not last very long.
I might have to go back and give it
it's like 2 or 3 episodes. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the whole show is great because it's not fantastic. Some of the fight scenes are really good, but it's definitely one of those that like you have to go into it knowing that this is not going to be like an S tier. This is like a B tier.
That's about where I would have placed it too.
Yeah,
just
it's like
from
a B
the
tier.
little that I saw.
Now some of the animation is like B plus A minus tier, but overall I give it a B.
And then 2015 we got Blockade Battlefront, which we talked about. Great fucking series. Has 2 seasons.
Yep.
Definitely worth a watch.
Which is wild because with that, vampires are not... I love this because vampires were not the main focus.
No, vampires weren't even mentioned for the longest time. And they were like, hey, can you look down into hell and see if you see anything, essentially? And it was just like...
He looks down into the hole.
Yeah, they're like, sometimes there might be a vampire. And he's like, oh, there's tons of them down there.
Yeah, he like, because he has what's known as the eyes of God.
Yeah.
Which record everything. So he opens his eyes and all he sees is just a shit ton of vampires, and he's like, oh well, oof.
We might be screwed.
Hey, YBF, WBF, we been fucked. That animation is super clean. Some of the fight scenes that are in that
Are really good. The
really
only
great.
thing that might bum you out for it,
Season 1 does an anime only thing.
well, there's that. I do still think the anime only ending of season 1 was actually pretty good.
It wasn't bad at all.
But
It was very good.
the thing that kind of bums people out is it's one of those series where anytime someone has an attack, it has a special name and they yell it out. Old anime trope.
That anime also made fun of some
Yeah,
tropes.
it does make fun of a ton of tropes. So if you can get by that, it's a great fucking series.
It was really good. Like the animation style and just the way that certain stuff is animated in that, it makes it worth the watch for me because it's very pretty.
Yeah, it is. But moving on from that series, we then go to Servamp, which I never watched.
I never even heard,
I have heard the name several times, and I've seen the studio several times in the last day or two. Brains Base. I've never watched a single thing by them though. So,
that's a studio. I love that.
yeah. So
When I read that, I was like, okay, so it's either Servamp Brains and the studio's base.
no.
Or it's Servamp and the studio is Brains base.
Yeah.
Weird.
We then have Bloodivores.
I love this.
I've never seen it.
Bloodivores?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
So basically, there was a huge outbreak of some disease that made people not be able to sleep, gave them incredible insomnia.
Nice.
So what happened is the pharmaceutical company released a drug to fight the disease that caused the insomnia.
This is sounding familiar.
Yeah. Well, when that was
Wasn't FDA tested, was it?
probably not. Did you live this?
No, I'm just saying COVID was the thing recently.
So this happened, and then everyone that started taking the drug became essentially a vampire. They became a bloodivore, is what it was called in this. The main character is the first person born to a bloodivore and a human. He's a hybrid. He's born to each. He's considered like the child of prophecy or whatever. Like he's the chosen one.
Uh-huh.
And what essentially happens is in order to save a friend of his, he has to like he does something to like save a friend and like prevents them from getting arrested and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he gets set up. Him and all of his friends that he was with get set up, and they get brought to trial. Apparently, they all murdered a bunch of people. They didn't. It was all a setup. And they get sent off to some unknown location. No one knows where they're at, and they're just supposed to survive.
Interesting.
And they end up getting, like, certain bloodivores end up having, like, powers to control blood to a certain degree. His is he can control, like, he's basically telepathic, like telekinetic with, like, people that are, you know, have blood.
Huh. So, you know, all the people.
Yeah.
Other than corpses.
Yeah. Basically, he can bloodbend.
Nice.
It's actually really good.
I might have to check it out. 2016, probably pretty good. The next series we have is actually based on manhwa, and I tried watching the newer release of it,
Yeah.
but this was just like a one episode release that came out in 2016 by Production IG, Noblesse Awakening.
I started watching this.
Yeah, I tried to start watching it. I was just like, I feel like I'm missing something when I went straight into the new one.
You are. Because
Yeah.
you have to, like, watch the prior seasons.
Yeah, the thing is, I didn't see prior seasons other
Or
than
series.
the one episode. So I was like, what is this?
Yeah. It's very odd because, like, the whole reason he's the way he is he only has a certain amount of time to live, and every time he uses his powers as the Noblesse, it shortens his lifespan.
Gotcha.
So
Interesting concept.
he's not trying to die quickly.
Oh, unlike the rest of it. No. Anyways, 2018, we actually got one I watched. All of that was released at the time. There may be more now. But Sirius the Jaeger.
Dude, I fucking loved Sirius
I
the Jaeger.
fucking loved it too. And I was like, where's my season 2 though?
I don't think we're ever getting a season 2.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I think they buttoned season 1 up to the best of their ability, and when they did that, they called it a day. That show is so good. So if you haven't watched it, it's essentially about
The last werewolf.
The last werewolf. His
hunting
entire
vampires.
village was basically wiped out by vampires. Without giving too many spoilers, there's a lot of really cool twists and everything in it. And his whole goal is to like avenge his family.
Yeah, 100%. And it is done so well. The animation's fucking crisp.
It's
you can check it
gorgeous.
out on Netflix. It's great.
It is on Netflix.
Yeah, it's a Netflix.
Everyone has that for
Yeah.
the most part.
If not Crunchyroll, sure.
I think
have it.
Crunchyroll has it, yeah.
Yeah. Same year, Devil's Line came out. I don't know if you ever watched.
I never watched it, but it's like in my like watch list, you know?
I tried watching it. Like I really gave it.
You gave it your all?
Yeah, I gave it a good shot. I think I got 5 episodes in. I was just like, no.
This isn't it.
No.
Hey, this ain't it,
Like,
Chief.
To give you a really vague summary, is the most, I guess, oh, she's in love with the bad boy that's technically a cop, but at the same time, he's, part vampire, so he's has his own issues.
Like I said, this isn't my watch list. It's weird because I'm like I'm not like Peppers. I'm like you, but I don't like completely despise vampire anime and stuff. Like I don't understand what your problem is.
Yeah, Pep, what's up with
like
that?
you like Tokyo Ghoul. You should be able to watch.
Does he like Tokyo Ghoul?
Yeah, remember we just had this conversation. He was so speechless about liking it
I hate you, Tristan. I hate you. I hate you.
that I left him speechless. He
Yeah.
was like, I called him out to a perfect degree.
I think you did. Okay. But, yeah, Devil's Line, I just couldn't really do it.
I haven't seen it.
2021, we got one that I had never heard of called Visual Prison, which,
Visual Prison.
yeah, it's by A1 Pictures, so it might be a banger.
That's probably fucking pretty.
Yeah, like
That's
A1
probably
Pictures
a pretty anime.
does not miss for the most part.
No, I mean,
The most part. No, I'm kidding.
you're saying. I know what you're saying. You mean Sword Art Online. I know what you mean.
I'm not saying all of Sword Art, but
No,
some.
it's pretty. There's a lot of Sword Art Online. It's real pretty.
You're not wrong.
There are some moments in early Sword Art where it's not so pretty, but for the most part, it's pretty.
I don't even think that's the issue with Sword Art. It's just a few things with the plot.
No, it is literally Kirito goes from like I'm not gonna have any friends to I have
I'm
a
gonna
harem.
have a harem, yeah.
Even though I like none of these
Also,
bitches.
why was
I'm only in love with one of them, but
Yeah,
all of them.
the only one he should have been in love with was Klein. Come on,
It should have been a
It should have
yaoi.
been a bro anime.
Klein was there for him when no one else was.
Yeah, he was like, "You can join me, man."
And Kirito was like, I can't. I'm
No,
so traumatized.
I can't carry the weight of you. You suck.
Kirito was, I'm traumatized from losing the moonlit black cats.
I mean, dude, this is even before that though.
I know. Poor Klein.
Yeah, poor Klein. He never got his screen time. But obviously at this point, we're basically caught up to nowadays. We got Call of the Night and
Which
also,
we've been talking on and off about this
Yeah.
whole episode.
and the case study of Vanities.
Case study of Vanities has been interesting. So I have not watched the whole thing yet.
I've only watched like 3 episodes.
2 or 3 episodes, and it's very interesting to know that there's this book of Vanitas that has the names of every single vampire.
Yeah, and basically, I think Vanitas was basically
A human.
Was he?
I think if I remember, Vanitas was a human that figured out a way to like curse vampires.
I thought he was a vampire that got ousted by the rest of them, and because he was basically ousted, he ended up cursing the remaining vampire
You're right.
families.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And so now the person going around with the book is trying to undo the curse.
Exactly.
I think you're right. Because he actually found, like, I guess he met Vanitas, and Vanitas was like, I don't have much longer to live.
I don't know if he met him or if he's a descendant. It's one of the two.
I don't think they've really delved into it from what I've seen.
Yeah, again, I've only seen like 2-3 episodes. The series seemed really interesting, but again, we get bogged down with a lot of anime sometimes. You know,
Because-
like,
okay,
all the
listen.
time. Like, shit, right now I am on the edge of my seat wanting to watch the rest of Hunter x Hunter because I'm still not caught up.
And, he's releasing new chapters, so that could only mean.
Well, that and I also have a bunch of manga to read.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm probably going to, like, do a pan shot, because I don't know if we actually did. Did we do the
We
pan
did,
shot?
we did.
We did? Okay. So, you guys have seen the shelves that are behind us, which means now you have seen the 2 complete wall-to-wall shelves that Rex has in here. We have problems. We
Hey,
don't need help.
No, I'm not buying any more manga. Like,
unless Trigun Stampede brings
obviously,
Trigun back.
dude,
Trigun Stampede brings
obviously,
Trigun back.
dude, if that comes out, obviously they can have all of my money. There's a few series if they re-released, I'd end up buying, but
I need to get the rest of the Berserk Black books that are out.
I think 12's the last for now.
I think I'm missing 11 and 12 then. I need to also get the Full Metal Edition, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I'm missing like 3 volumes. So there's a few things I need to buy, a few more volumes. Vinland Saga, I'm missing 3 volumes, and it's really upsetting. But the thing is, they were out of stock. And as you know, if you order things on Right Stuff and you put something out of stock in your cart with a bunch of stuff that's in stock, they might not send you anything until that comes in stock.
I love this. You
It's a
have
nightmare.
the first volume of Shaman King, the first single volume.
Yep.
But you also have all of the...
Well, not all, but I have most of the new omnibuses because I just figured that's a easier way to collect them. You know.
When did Shaman King go to Kodansha? Because it was releasing with Viz, obviously, from your volume 1, and now
Yeah.
it's Kodansha. Because that would have been great to get like a Viz Big.
Oh, that would have been beautiful.
Like some Viz Big Shaman King.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, like you can maybe see the Viz Big Vagabond behind Tristan.
I'm
Basically-
going to move my head.
Gotcha. Basically, any of the Viz Big releases are just beautiful and amazing. Like, I want the Dragon Ball ones just to have them
Yeah.
because, again, Viz Bigs are great. Other than that, like, as far as manga goes, there's not too much that I'm looking to get other than, like, continuing series that I currently have. JoJo's, I'll be like 50 by the time I get all of them. And I think he'll probably have released more.
Maybe. Yeah, I've slowed down quite a bit, mostly because I just need to build bookshelves to have space. So
I understand.
I'm sure you do.
I'm
looking around and I'm like, this is gonna be me one day. Hey, look, Trinity Blood.
Yeah. I'm missing 1 volume. Sadly.
Are you?
Yeah, I think I'm missing.
You're missing 11.
Yeah, 11.
Huh. Man, we really talked about vampires for like an hour and 10 minutes.
We did. I'm sure Peppers is gonna enjoy.
Dude, he's
editing
gonna be
this.
sitting there at the edge of his seat like, man, I love them for this. Isn't that right, bud?
No, that's not right, Tristan. That's not right. No, that's it's false information is what you're giving the people. False. You're lying. You liar. Liar, pants on fire. That's what they say.
I think it's gonna be really funny because he's gonna be like, oh, we need a thumbnail for these. And I think he's just the thumbnail's gonna be The Boys Got Me. And it's just gonna be him crying.
You're not wrong. There's a high % chance.
Good. This is my revenge, Peppers.
We didn't even have
Witness me.
We didn't even have to do a commercial. We just did a full episode.
Yeah. Hey, instead of a 30-second commercial, I got him back with an hour and 15 minutes of talking about vampires. Hell yeah, brother.
We did it.
But guys, if you guys have any recommendations, you guys can always make sure to try and, hit us up any way that you're listening to us. You can comment down below on the this video. If you're on Spotify, you can get in touch with us via any of our socials, which are getting plugged right now.
If you want to check out our Instagram, it's AnimeUnraveled Pod. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. We post pictures weekly. We're going to try to post a bit more, but I can't make any promises. As far as our YouTube, it's also AnimeUnraveled Pod. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. And also, if you have any suggestions or corrections, because God knows my research...
We need those.
Yeah, my research is probably full of all of the wrong things, but hopefully not.
So I leave the guys for like 2 episodes. They forgot to plug the TikTok, the TikTok Anime Unraveled Pod on the TikTok. It's we put little short clips up. I try to do one every day. So if you don't like long bursts like this episode, you need to cut this episode into short bursts. You can't. An hour and 15 you've sat here and watched this episode. You're crazy, but I love you, but you're crazy. And we're on the TikTok with the kids. TikTok Anime Unraveled Pod. TikTok, like a clock. I'm rhyming. Getting hip. TikTok, Anime Unraveled Pod.
here's what's hilarious, right? You always say the like and subscribe stuff for like
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff, and it's like and follow on Instagram,
Oh,
right?
no.
You want to like and subscribe, and on YouTube you want to like, you want to subscribe, and you want to hit that little bell, the little bell that's right down there. So this way you can make sure to get notifications when we release these episodes, which, as you guys at this point know, is about every Saturday at noon on this YouTube channel. Here in the near future, we are going to be working on our own kind of separate projects for this, where we'll all be posting shorter videos, so you guys will be able to look forward to maybe me building a fucking set of bookshelves, because Pepper's made a promise that I have to upkeep. Going through my manga collection, obviously Rex's manga collection is behind us, so on and so forth.
Maybe building a Gundam, who knows? Or
That would
me
be
and Pep
interesting.
talking about JoJo's.
The Joe Bros. You got me and Pep's One Piece corner, our journey across the Grand Line, because I will be starting to read One Piece from start to finish. But yes, there's a lot that's in the works, stuff that's being worked on. But guys, it is the end of the episode. It is my favorite part of the episode. It's the part where I tell you guys to please make sure to leave a review, like, and subscribe. It really helps us out, gets our name out in the algorithm, gets our name around. If you are on Spotify, you can head on over to youtube.com. You can just look up Anime Unraveled Pod. You should be able to find us. YouTube, thank you guys for watching, and make sure to leave a comment down below this video. Let us know what you think. Let us know about any recommendations that you might have. And yeah, don't forget to tell the Arby's employees, right, about Anime Unraveled. Let everyone know.
Be sure to comment below asking Peppers how much he liked editing this video.
100%. I want the comments to blow up, just being like, hey Pep, hey Bud, how'd you feel having to edit an entire hour and 20-minute long episode about vampires?
He did have to edit the episode about Castlevania, so it's not the first time.
No, it's not the first time, but you know what?
We all suffered together there.
You know what? It's not going to be the last.